Yeah, so Richard, is somebody that's worked with you quite intensively in the past in a commercial context, I'm really intrigued by this work you've been doing on the university course and the portfolio that you've put together with all sorts of kind of diverse types of projects that you've been handling. And maybe give me a bit of background into what the context of that work is. A little bit about the course structure.
Yeah, I mean this module that I've been working on has been professional portfolio, and the idea was to generate a document, a portfolio that could be sent out, to prospective employers, clients, and with the idea of getting yourself known, getting yourself noticed. So there was various lectures and things running over week to week, and I took a lot from it. I learned a lot from it.
Okay, what about the specifics of the activity that was related to each of those projects then? Can you take me through?
Yeah, I mean each week we had a different lecture on a different subject. One of the things that was really insightful to me was marketing you, for example, where it looked a lot at how you create a brand and how you represent yourself. And I realised that in a portfolio, because I had a commercial experience, as I talked about, I had to create something that was very unique and very different, something that was very unique for me.
Mm. So those are the objectives of the exercise. Yeah. So what actually happened in practice? What were you actually creating? What was the methodology associated with that?
So the methodology really was to look quite deep into me as a person and me as a creative, and look at what I can add. I entered university with a certain set of skills and the hope to learn more. So the different parts of the module, some of them have not had much impact on me. For example, trying to get a first job, but it is quite relevant because I've never had a job as a designer. But then the flow of it really has been all about building a professional tool bag that can be represented, and I started to generate that tool bag through creating a portfolio, but then carrying that into LinkedIn and websites.
Okay. Can you, if it's relevant, can you at this point give any specific examples of the portfolio exercises in terms of the tasks you were given and what the outcomes of those tasks were in terms of physical design and product?
Yeah, I mean, this module wasn't about designing product. In a way, the product was you, your professional, your professional frame, how you look to the world professionally. But it started out with, it was listing 3 skills, 3 things that are important to you. What are your greatest skills? And I believe that my greatest skill is my attitude, my willingness to learn, my enthusiasm, and being able to learn new skills, some of them with a little bit of struggle, but then apply them.
And I think from what you've shown me that you've taken that, some might describe it as a slightly unconventional approach, but you've taken that stance to heart and taken a slightly different approach to the presentation of the portfolio itself. So what have you actually done on that side in terms of the way you convey the details of the portfolio?
Yeah, the portfolio was a real struggle for me. It's been one of the most challenging things I've actually done at university. The reason for that being that, what do I create? I'm not the professional person when we used to work together, but I've got a whole new set of skills now, and I wanted to represent them. But then putting that into one document, do I fill it with great big models? Do I fill it with photos of me on film sets? Do I fill it with 3D digital work? What do I fill it with? And the hardest thing. So after creating very many portfolios, I think I did 7 in total, and each time getting feedback from my peers, from commercial people, people such as yourself, each time I took that feedback and realised that I just wasn't getting it right, be it academically, be it professionally, it just wasn't working. So I had to go back and have another look and look back over both the learning experience of the module, but also the comments, the feedback from the people who I was showing it to.
It sounds in a way like the creation of the portfolio itself was almost a bigger challenge than the individual projects you were given throughout the course.
Yeah.
How would you describe what you've learned from the portfolio exercise itself rather than the rest of the course?
You're right, creating the portfolio it's probably been one of the hardest challenges since joining the university. And what I referenced is all the different contexts, the lectures that I had and the time spent with John in graphic design, with Simon Patterson's energy that he puts into a portfolio. When you see some of his work, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of life in it. The kind of professional look that Simon Harrison puts in to his presentations. So trying to take all these different aspects, something that had energy and life, something that was thoughtful and considered, but also something that visually had a punch to it, and trying to put that all together I found it very, very hard. I had to go back and really go back right to the start of year 1 and look at everything again.
But you're satisfied with the outcome of what you've ultimately produced, and have you kind of test marketed that portfolio in a commercial setting now?
Yeah, I am happy. I don't think I'll ever be 100% because I'm a creative, so nothing's ever quite finished. But I think I've now created something that represents who I am now as a second year product design student with a long commercial history. I have sent that out, and it's backfired a little bit that as part of the concept for the portfolio, I knew that it needed to be supported elsewhere with work on LinkedIn and a website, and driving people there to see what I'm fully capable of. So as part of that, I'm starting to send that box portfolio out, and also I'm reconnecting with previous clients such as yourself and all the different sort of businesses that I worked with through email and through LinkedIn, and driving them back to my portfolio. I've also created some concept work which I've sent out to them, tying that in with the website. So then the feedback to that has been very much, let's talk about a project, which perhaps isn't the position that I want to be in sort of towards the end of the second year when I've got a lot of work to hand in and it really matters to me.